Oh, welcome back to EVE Online, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you're having a great start of your evening thus far. So we found, what is it, a lethal strike. Core military beacon in one of our systems we've been running around in, PAV system. It's our little pocket we've been hanging around in for our faction warfare low sec things. So we figured we'd warp in on. I haven't seen anything like this yet. And a faction warfare kind of mark on it. We get in here, there's battleship, a couple cruisers, a couple frigates. Kind of sitting around, they got state in the name, not really super worried about anything. They don't have any kind of bounty. Just kind of, but looking around, there's not really a capture point either. So it's like, well, is this just for the other guys to get? And there's a timer goes up in the corner, and we're getting targeted. So we immediately make move to warp 10 off. We're getting jammed right away. They haven't fully actually targeted when they have targeted us, but they haven't done other fun things with it yet. So we warp off, and that's what we're going for so far. Alright, so now we move over to a little more hostile system. We got a bunch of war targets in. It's actually Glante Federation space, and we're scanning every 2 or 3 seconds or so. Just kind of watching, make sure if anyone's going to land on the gate outside and want to come in and, come say hi or blow us up, whichever they're going to decide to do. So we got a breacher coming up on scan. Click the scan button in our timer too. Got 15 probably seconds, maybe even 20 before they'll actually be able to even get in here at all. It's probably before they even land on the outside gate, and then they have to realign and then warp to us. So you can take a second. We're going to see what kind of ship it is. I've heard of a breacher before, but I couldn't remember off the top of my head exactly what it was. So we popped up the thing, opened it, take a look at what kind of bonuses it got. It gets bonuses, light missile and rocket damage. So I wasn't too worried. It does sound like a decent enough frigate with something I could take. I did a line out, and it warps in, and it's a friendly. So we reestablish our orbit, and we're just going to hang around the area again. And then it comes back a little bit later, a couple minutes, I think it was about 2 minutes later, we're scanning again, and an Atron comes up on the scan. Now, chances are, there's how many war targets are in the system, and there's a station, and most of them are docked there. Chances are that it's a hostile. So I show info, try to remember what the exact bonuses Atron gets. I didn't even see the harness right away. So I align off, and we set up so we can warp something fairly quickly. We're seeing here our afterburner is on. The Tyrannus warps in. That's an T2 interceptor, so we immediately just warp off, get out of there. I don't want to deal with the interceptor with this many people in the system, especially with 2 more ships, Trishan and Atron, setting off on the other gate. That'd be a little more interesting surprise. 1 frigate's not too bad. Pop a frigate. We have drones. We have 2 guns. It's a slightly different fit than we were flying last time. I put on an afterburner and dropped one of the guns. Brought our DPS down a little bit, but also gave us the capability of using an afterburner, which should help. Now, so we warp around, and something I like to do is I warp at random distances between usually about 30 and 100, and I'll warp once to go somewhere, and then I'll immediately warp again to go somewhere else, just in case they happen to guess correctly. I've had that happen to me 2 or 3 times, where the person chasing me guesses correctly to where I warped to, and they'll land on me again. And every time that's happened, this has saved me. That by the time they land, I'm already almost either completely aligned or already warping out again. And if they followed me, you just do it again, and you'll lose them fairly quickly. That's one of the easiest way to lose people, by warping around like that, and just keep warping and warping and warping at different distances. So the chances that they land on you are dismal. Here we warp in, and we've got a Brutix on scan. He's got the cautious kind of thing. He's engaged with some people. We check him out. His character quick. Nothing. He's been on for a while. He's been talking local. So we were looking at that, and suddenly a guy warps in a couple minutes, about 2 minutes later, in a Corsair destroyer. I didn't really pay attention too much to the ship that had warped in, but I'd already engaged my warp. I was aligned to something immediately, and we were already out of there, gone. Safe to be somewhere else. So we warped off. That would have been an interesting fight, but the Brutix probably would have tried to pull something off if I had engaged him. Been a long enough engagement, the Brutix could have gotten into it, or they could have warped more people to us, which would almost guaranteed not be in our favor. So we do the same thing. We warp twice again, and we just, like I said, varying distances, make sure people aren't following us, if they can't follow us, scan just to see if anyone's already on their way. We'll warp out the second time. So yeah, we're in Galante space. Galante space is great fun when you're on the Caldari team. There's lots of stuff to get. We can fully contest the space. Eventually, maybe attack the iHubs, what we're hoping. But we haven't gotten there yet. So here, Phantom Chaser is a talking local saying he stole all the room. So we had to make a movie reference and say, oh, that's why all the room's gone. And as we're warping in, and it turns out, like, we get on this gate and there's a small party going on. I can see 2 friendlies for sure, 3 newts that I'm not 100% sure on, 2 people who have caution, and 1 person who's a criminal. And so we observe the ships. We have a Demios. I mean, that's a hack. We have a Corsair as a destroyer, a Brutix, a cruiser, a Cursor, which is a force recon ship or combat recon ship, Vexor is another cruiser. I align. There's a lot of ships here. None of them are chasing me. They're all a good distance off. Still aligned anyway to be safe. One of the war target warps in and warps back out. Also gets a little bit more nervous because he warped back out, keep warping behind me and try to land on me. Which happens. I mean, that happens, but it's no fun. So, anywho, we check up this ship. It's a force combat recon ship. This is a small party going on. And it makes me kind of curious. I mean, they have to have been in my corps, but I need to right-click and check on them. The 3 of them aren't. A Corsair, a Mauler, and a Caracal. It's kind of a random mix, but at the same time, they aren't engaging my buddy there in the curse. So, I was kind of confused in that. Let's see what happens. Alright, so after 2 minutes, we look in, we're going to zoom in on the curse here, kind of see what the curse looks like and such. I haven't gotten a chance to see one in space. It looks like a pretty little ship, you know, nothing I've seen yet before. I noticed these guys are all lining off, and they all warp off almost together. Very similar direction, very extremely similar timing, and all of them actually warp together. So I already set my camera before all of them actually get off. Noticing that all the chips actually did leave. So since they saw where I was aligned to, they could like look at my ship and see that, I decided to go in a totally different direction. So we jumped to India. Now we're in station. I just go ahead and skip forward to that. We picked this Caldari Navy Captain Insignia 3, and it turns out it's worth about 2 million ISK. So we picked that up off, someone had destroyed one of the wrecks, and that was something we could pick up and make some money off of. We might go out and make some more money off of it later. We'll see about that. Anywho, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We're looking forward to doing some more trial-related intros for more money you can make in trials. So we're looking at manufacturing. Expect those videos to be up this week. We'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.